With an unmistakable boost in power, this is the Babolat Pure Drive Plus 2025. If you know, you know. Extended in length by a ½ inch, this racket has been updated with NF2 technology, which uses flax fibers to help dampen harsh vibrations. But Babolat also recognizes keeping a good thing going, and this racket remains similar in spec to the previous version and essentially provides loads of power from all areas of the court. Coming in at 11.2 ounces strung with a manageable swing weight, it also comes with an HTR system in the head and delivers a more solid and stable feel at impact. Long story short, this update comes fully equipped with best-of-class levels of power and spin in a more dampened offering. As with most extended length frames, this one goes straight into that guilty pleasures folder, and because it's a Pure Drive, I absolutely had an amazing time hitting this update. I did notice a bit more of a dampened feel right off the bat, but it has loads of power, which I absolutely love. And one of my favorite things about this plus length racket was that it is still maneuverable. So oftentimes with those longer frames, I struggle with maneuverability on my angles and can't hit that shot very effectively, but this racket allowed me to do so. It's very stable for its weight, and I found that it had tons of power, maybe a little too much. I probably don't need that much, but it's so fun hitting a big shot. And I can often use my string bed to find some control. So I'll up the tension, go with a stiffer string in a racket like this. Absolutely enjoyed it at the net. That extra ½ inch is always welcome. Plus I can carve out any volley. Loved it on backhand slices. And of course it was perfect on serve. So big flat first serves, good kick, good slice, everything. All in all, this is one of my top 3 favorite rackets going into the year 2025. I probably would customize it a tiny bit, add a little bit more control to that string bed, but such a fun racket.
I've been a fan of extended length rackets for quite some time now, particularly the Pure Drive Plus. Really like this racket if you're trying to exchange, mass-based power for a little extra leverage or length-based power. This is a great way to go. I know Michelle refers to it as a kind of a guilty pleasure. I'll refer to it as a cake and eat it too racket, which in itself is sort of a guilty pleasure. I really feel like, again, I'm getting that benefit of the length. The maneuverability, it really hit its length well. Agility or maneuverability was really only an issue with me on return of serve. Everywhere else, I really enjoyed hitting a ball, changing direction of the ball, adding or absorbing pace. Volleys were a blast, even going from an offensive volley to more of like a pickup half volley and trying to hit something short. This racket was all court capable for me, and I really appreciated the easy power from the stiff layup of graphite. But I believe Babolat refers to it as the NF2 2.0 technology, and that definitely did a great job at dampening. So if you're one who really doesn't want to add a dampener to the racket, you definitely get a lot of comfort and dampening out of this racket. Great play test overall, and one of my favorite rackets of the year as well.
I used to play with the Babolat Pure Drive Plus back in the day, the 2015 version. Really enjoyed that racket, and what I enjoyed out of that one, I really felt in this iteration as well. Tons of that guilty pleasure of the power on serves and ground strokes. You can really dominate with your shots there, push the opponent off the baseline and take a very aggressive, offensive position right from the very first strike with this racket. I found I got all the benefits of a stiff, powerful racket with none of the downsides. I felt like it was a very comfortable racket to use. I had some longer hitting sessions, hit with it for weeks on end, and found nothing but comfort. Even with the stiff poly in there, I think Babolat done a good job of bringing in some comfort and feel to this racket. My touch shots were working well. I liked it at net. From the baseline, I could generate that power. There's a standard length racket, I can get around my body a little quicker, and on really tough balls that hit my feet and I have to scoop them up, I found a standard length racket works a little bit better for me in that regard. But on shots like my backhand slice, I love the leverage I got from the added length. Really felt like I could just flick my wrist, drive it either down the line or cross court, get that ball skidding nice and low, hit a really good dirty slice with this racket. But probably my most fun shot to hit was the serve. Both first serves and second serves worked really well. Great access to pace, spin. I found I was accurate as well with it, so really no complaints on serve and a fun play test for me.
One of the first things I noticed with this edition of the Pure Drive Plus was just how easy it was to use and also very maneuverable. For a plus length, 27.5 inch Pure Drive, it handles like a standard length racket with that pretty manageable swing weight right in the mid 320 range. So just a really fast, almost too fast feeling for me at times. I was kind of whipping it a little too much sometimes and maybe mistiming the ball in the forehand. But like the other playtester said, just so easy to serve with, flat serves, you get that extra leverage. You also get a really fast, firm layup in this racket, so it pops the ball really easy. The string spacing is pretty open, so I was getting easy spin on my serves, easy spin from the baseline, so I could hit a really loopy, deep ball with this. Maybe comparing it to some other extended length rackets, I use an E-Zone 98 Plus, and that one is softer, more comfortable, and more precise, so I can be a little bit more crafty. This one I feel like I have to hit the bigger targets. And then also with the Aero Plus, that one seems to have a little bit tighter string spacing, so I feel maybe a little bit more connected at the net and on the slice. But just a really fun racket here. I would customize it, probably add about 15 grams, maybe like 10 in the handle, 5 up top, just to give me more stability, kind of like the old Pure Drive Erotic Plus or Tour Plus. But all in all, a really nice frame and a fun one I would like to customize. For this review, we tried a variety of different Babolat poly strings, including the RPM Blast, RPM Team, and today we have the RPM Hurricane 16 gauge at 53 pounds. For more information on this racket or anything tennis related, be sure to head to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.